Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Manny, in case you're new here, or welcome back. In case you're new here, I am a 21-year-old university student who is just trying to learn through life and making videos about it as I go through it. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I feel like has gained a lot of popularity in the last few years, and that is getting comfortable being alone and spending time alone. To give a bit of context, I would say that I was constantly surrounded by people in high school and early life. Whether that was at school, I always had someone to eat with and hang out with, or at home, I lived with a family of 6, so there was always someone at home. I did extracurricular activities like dance class and piano, and that involved like spending time with other kids and stuff like that, so I felt like I never really had a chance to be alone or by myself. And at the time I didn't have the independence or access to it either, because I couldn't drive yet and I didn't have money to spend on my own since I was like 12, so I feel like I never really learned how to spend time alone. When I got to university, UBC, I was really taken aback by the change in culture. First of all my friends from high school went to different universities, so I didn't have like a go-to group of people. And the friends that I did have at university, we weren't in the same faculty, so it felt like our schedules never lined up. Everyone was hustling for their own goals and just like spent time by themselves, and I didn't know how to spend time by myself. I also started watching Emma Chamberlain at that time, and I was amazed how she could go thrifting by herself, like go downtown by herself and just hang out by herself, because I felt like I could never do that at the time. But now, I can. If that is you right now, don't worry, because I was there too, and I want to help you understand how to feel a little less awkward hanging out by yourself, eating by yourself, and just doing things by yourself, because honestly, I can assure you that you yourself are an interesting person and you are worth spending time with. These are the steps that I took and tips that I think could help you out. My first tip is to understand that it is okay to be by yourself. This might seem super obvious, but I feel like people don't really understand it fully. In high school, I was always pressured to eat with a certain friend group and just hang out with a certain friend group and never be alone at lunch, because I felt like people were looking at me. And same with university, when I would be by myself like studying on campus or stuff like that, I felt like everyone was always looking at me and judging me for not hanging out with friends. Even though I saw people eating by themselves, it felt like when I did it, everyone would look at me, and I just felt really uncomfortable doing it because I wasn't used to spending that much time by myself. It honestly doesn't make sense to me now, but I can just say that for now, humans are naturally social beings. It is like part of our DNA and evolution to spend time with other people, because that is what got us through to survive in the past. So it's completely normal to feel like you have to belong in a certain social group, and honestly, it's just part of who we are as humans. But also understanding that being by yourself is not a bad thing. It's not abnormal to be by yourself. It is okay, and to fully understand that first before attempting all of my other tips is really important. Tip number 2 is to reflect on your values and to think about who you are as an individual. Ever since I was in high school and early elementary school, I've really enjoyed journaling, so I've always had that outlet for my thoughts and for my ideas. So I'm really used to being able to write all my things down on paper, but if you aren't like that, I highly suggest you get a notepad and start by writing down a sentence about each day and think about what was the highlight of your day, what did your day feel like, what did you like about that day, and eventually you can get into journaling more complex topics about your philosophies of life, what do you think about certain situations, and just what you believe in and stuff like that. I only bring this tip up because I feel like for a lot of people who are surrounded by friends who might not be surrounded by true friends but are just surrounded by like acquaintances and stuff like that, it's really hard to differentiate what you like versus what you truly enjoy as an individual. So having time to figure yourself out and journal about what you like and what you don't like throughout the day can allow you to just learn more about yourself and your behaviors and also what you like. Because I feel like for people with somewhat close friend groups that aren't really super close and just want to fit in, you're gonna put up with a lot of activities that you might not truly enjoy just to be able to fit in with your friend group. And we don't want to do that anymore. We want to honestly prefer spending time by yourself, doing things that you truly enjoy, over spending time with a friend group that you only enjoy half the time. I found that once I realized intrinsically what I truly enjoyed and what I liked to do by myself, it was a lot easier for me to spend time by myself doing those activities because I genuinely enjoyed them and I really liked doing that. My third tip is to start small. This goes for any habit that you're trying to implement. If eventually at the end you want to be comfortable thrifting by yourself, going out by yourself, eating at a restaurant by yourself, you need to start with smaller habits because it's unrealistic for you to believe that you can just one day out of the blue do that when you've never done it before. Start by going on small trips to your drugstore to go pick up toothpaste or makeup. Then you can go on to bigger trips like going to the grocery store, and eventually bigger trips to, for example, to the mall, going clothes shopping by yourself, thrifting by yourself, or just hanging out by yourself. And the same thing goes for eating in a restaurant. Start with first going into the restaurant and picking up food to go. This is perfect because we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Don't order out because that kind of ruins the experience. You have to be able to go in and order and wait by yourself at that restaurant to pick up. And you need to practice going into the store and facing all of those people and being by yourself in order to eventually be able to eat by yourself. Maybe you could start with ordering coffee at your local coffee shop and getting also a snack. Or if you don't want to spend money, go on a walk by yourself and bring a book, read outside, just hang out by yourself. If eventually you want to be able to spend a big date with yourself throughout the entire day, you need to start small and just practice getting up there because there's no way we can do it in one big step. My fourth tip is to implement something to do by yourself every single day. As you can see here, I'm in front of my whiteboard calendar and I don't use this to track time by myself, but you could if you have one of these. In order to build a consistent habit, you need to do it consistently every single day. I think in Atomic Habits, James Clear says that you need at least 30 days to build a habit consistently, and I urge you to pick a habit that you want to do every day and do it by yourself. For example, that might be doing your laundry by yourself, reading a book by yourself every day for 30 minutes, getting breakfast by yourself without anyone else around, or going on a walk every day if you can. These kinds of little habits makes it constantly feel like you are doing things by yourself, so it's a little bit easier every single time and makes it a lot more enjoyable to spend time by yourself. Those were my tips for learning how to spend time by yourself. If you are also on a journey of independence and autonomy, I hope you really enjoy it because over the past year or so throughout my journey, I really enjoyed getting to know myself and hanging out by myself. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
And I was like, yo.